Welcome back, everybody. This is going to be our Vertex form parabola home review part 2. And if you have not got a chance to watch part 1, please take a look. We discuss how to find the vertex. In the course we did in other videos and all, but again, how to rewrite this in vertex form. So it's like an extra step beyond some of the stuff we've done before. And so the formula itself is pretty important, and so definitely make sure that you go catch the first one and make sure you get some notes in this case. All right, and of course, if you find this video helpful, please give a like and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. We'll be doing a giveaway at 200 subscribers, and so definitely want to make sure you guys are in there. And 200 to 200, so that's a milestone for me. So that's the thing. All right, so anyway, so we're up to question number 9. And again, the goal is to find the vertex form of this parabola. And so the very first thought is like, should I distribute everything and try to solve for y? Yes, you want to solve for y. Distribute everything? Not exactly. Now, how can I solve for y in this situation? Because really, the vertex form we said is in this form of y equals a times x minus h squared plus k, where h comma k is the vertex. Well, in this situation, let's try to get rid of this 1/2. So we're going to multiply both sides by 2. All right, so we have here, we're going to multiply the right side by 2 and the left side by 2. But we're not going to distribute to the right side, though. We're going to leave it in this form. Why? Because it's kind of set up in the vertex form for us already. We'll see here that the 2's divide out with the 1/2, and we're left with y plus 4 equals 2 times x minus 7 squared. And so now we're just going to solve for y, subtract both sides by 4, and we get y is equal to 2 times x minus 7 squared minus 4. And that is your vertex form. This is it. We didn't have to find the axis symmetry. We didn't have to find the vertex. This is the vertex form. Okay? Now, what are the important parts of this vertex form? We know the a value is 2 because it matches up with here. All right? Our h value is going to be 7 because it matches up with here. And our k value is equal to -4 because that matches up with here. That would mean from the vertex form, we can actually identify the vertex. Our vertex would be, in this case, h comma k, or 7 comma -4. And that's our vertex. Now, we didn't ask to find this null, but one of the advantages of having the vertex form gives us a very important part of this quadratic function, this parabola in this case, where the turning point is, which would be the highest or lowest value of that function. And from there, we can build a table of the graph we need to. So this is question number 9, and there's a lot easier than we thought it might be if you were thinking about distributing and going back over again. We recognize in this case our vertex form, which is very important to know this formula. So make sure it's not, on some picture of your notes. Make sure you have it written down in your notebook and know your notes for quadratics. Okay? For number 10, we're going to get y by itself. And from there, we'll find the vertex like we normally do. So here we go. Now, I want a positive y, so I'm going to subtract 6x squared, subtract 12x, and subtract 13 from both sides. And so our quadratic function is going to be y is equal to -6x squared minus 12x minus 13 actually, 13. And just like we did before, we're going to find our axis symmetry, which means we need our a value, our b value, and our c value. So our a value is -6. That's the number multiplying x squared. Our b value is -12, multiplying the x. And our constant in this case is going to be -13. Let's see. We've seen from videos before axis symmetry, x equals negative b over 2a. And so x is equal to negative of negative 6, because, oh, sorry, not negative 6. Oh, that's a mistake. B value in this case is going to be negative 12. So in this case, negative of negative 12 all over 2 times the a value, which is negative 6. And the nice thing in this case, we get x is equal to positive 12 over negative 12. Therefore, x equals negative 1. And this is our axis of symmetry. Again, this is not what we're looking for. We're looking for the vertex form of the parabola. But this is extremely important for us to help us find it, though. So that's our first step. We're going to plug this back into our function here for y. So y is equal to negative 6 times negative 1 squared minus 12 times negative 1 minus 13. Now, negative 1 squared is positive 1, so it's really negative 6 times 1. All right, and negative 12 times negative 1 is plus 12, and then minus 13. So we really have negative 6 plus 12 minus 13, and we find out y is equal to, well, this is equal to 6 minus 3 is going to be 3. So our y value is 3. Now, our vertex, we're going to take the x value from the axis symmetry, which is negative 1, the y value from we found after we plugged in the axis symmetry, and this is the vertex we're going to use. Our next step is to use our formula for the vertex form, y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. And we're going to write down, in this case, our a value we know is negative 6 from before. Our h value is negative 1. And our k value is 3. So from here, we're going to plug in y is equal to, open parenthesis, for the a, x minus bracket for the h, close parenthesis squared, plus open parenthesis for the k. And now we plug in our a value of negative 6, our h value of negative 1, and our k value of 3. When we simplify everything, we're going to get, in this case, y equals negative 6 times x minus negative 1 is x plus 1 squared plus 3. And this is going to be the vertex form of the quadratic function, I'll make this full page here, of 6x squared plus 12x plus y minus 13 equals 0. So in this situation, it really did help to be able to find y by itself. Okay? So we're doing, again, all these questions on page 1 are really asking us to find the vertex form of the parabola. And some of them are a little easier, some a little harder. As long as you recognize the formula, it's so important to recognize the formula in this case and get what that's what we want to enter into. So in the previous question we saw that was very close to the form, so we had to do very slight adjustments. Question number 10 here, we got y by itself and went through the process to find axis symmetry, then find the vertex, and then finding our values of a, h, and k, which we plug into our formula for the vertex form parabola. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. This will be the end of our vertex form parabola homework review part 2. And if you found it helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Again, they'll be running a special appreciation raffle when we hit 200 subscribers. And so you'll get more news as that gets closer and closer. Make sure you have a notification turned on if you subscribe, if you haven't subscribed already. And leave a question or comment below. That'll definitely, in this case, be important later on when we start getting, start our little raffle thing. And hopefully you'll be able to get there in time. All right, everybody, thanks so much for watching, and I hope you guys catch our next video, which will help us with the sketching as well, too. See how the vertex is important for us in our graphing. Thanks so much, everybody. Take care. I'll see you guys next video. Be safe.